Good morning, students. Today we will continue our same chapter, that is excess demand and deficit demand. We already seen what is excess demand, what is deficit demand, and what are the impacts of the excess demand and deficit demand, what are the reason behind it of the deficit demand and excess demand. One important criteria also we had discussed, that what is the inflationary gap and what is the deflationary gap, why it is happened when the excess demand is there. Inflationary gap happened when the excess demand in the economy, and the deflationary gap we've seen that in the deficient demand in the economy. Now today we will continue our chapter with the help of the measures to correct the deficient and excess demand. And there are two types of measures: fiscal policy and monetary policy. In the simple terms, when we are talking about the fiscal policy, so fiscal policy is framed or controlled by the central government. Whenever the monetary policy, it is framed and policed by the central bank only, not central government. So in the fiscal policy, there are some criteria about just like a decrease in government spending, increase in taxes, etc. And the monetary policy again bifurcating the two terms: quantitative instrument and qualitative instrument. When we are talking about the quantitative instrument, increase in bank rate, increase in repo rate, sales of security, increasing LRR, and when we are talking about the quality instrument, that increase in marginal requirement, advising the discourage the lending, credit rationing under the SCC. Already that monetary policy terms already we had seen in the banking, central banking chapter number 6. We already discussed all these points in that chapter also. Now we will start the fiscal policy or the fiscal measurement of the correct the deficit and excess demand. Fiscal policy refers to revenue and expenditure policy of the government. It is also called the budgetary policy of the government. It is focused on the stability of the economy by the correcting the situation of the excess demand. It is the inflationary gap, and the deficient demand, it is a deflationary gap. So components of the fiscal policy and the way these are used. First is government expenditure. When we are talking about the government expenditure, it is the principal components or that main components of the fiscal policy. The government of a country incurs the various type of expenditure, mainly expenditure on the public works program such as the construction of roads, dams, bridges, etc. Second, expenditure on education and public welfare program. Third, expenditure on the defense of the country and the maintenance of the law and order. Fourth, expenditure on various type of subsidies to the producers with the view of the encourage the production. It is by the changing any or all type of expenditure that the government seeks to correct the situation of the excess demand or deficit demand in the economy. When there is the excess demand, government expenditure is reduced, and when there is a deficient demand, government expenditure is increased. A rise in the government expenditure acts as an injection. We already seen that in the first chapter, injection. You know about that now? Injection into the circular flow of income in the economy. It is required when the liquidity needs to be released to the combat the deflation. Likewise, a cut of the government expenditure acts like a withdrawal from the circular flow of income. It is required when the liquidity needs to be soaked to the combat inflation. In the simple terms, More emphasis should be placed to reduce the expenditure on the defense and the unproductive works as they really help in the growth of country. Decrease in government spending will reduce the level of aggregate demand in the economy and helps to the correct inflationary pressure in the economy. And vice versa, when we are talking about the during the deficiency demand, the government should increase the expenditure on public works like construction of roads, flyover, building, etc., with a view to provide the additional income to people. This will be increase the aggregate demand and will help to correct the situation of the deficient demand. Now, second fiscal policy measures is the increase in taxes or decrease in taxes. Both criteria we had to say, because one is the excess demand, one is the deficient demand. When the taxes are increasing in taxes, it helps to correct the excess demand function. So during the excess demand, government increase the rate of taxes and even impose some new taxes. It leads to decrease in the level of aggregate expenditure in the economy. Definitely, अगर हमारा किसी भी consumption goods पे taxes बढ़ जाते हैं, we are less demanding. Fine. Demand कम करेंगे, it means we are approach our actual demand, so that is the excess demand को हम कम कर सकते हैं, and helps to control the situation of excess demand. When we are talking about the decrease in taxes, so during the deficient demand, government reduce the rate of taxes and even abolish some of the taxes. It raised the purchasing power of the consumer or the people due to increase in the disposable income. What is disposable income? Whatever the consumer consume. People are able to spend the more on consumption and investment. If AD equal to C plus I. If people are more consumption and investment factors, having the more investment and consumption factor, what happened? They are more demanding. So जो अगर demand ज़्यादा करेंगे तो we are overcome the deficient demand function. It raises the level of aggregate demand and helps to control the situation of the deficient demand. Next is the public borrowing or the public debt. By the borrowing from the public, the government creates the public debt. In the situation in deficient demand, when the AD needs to be increased, the government reduces the borrowing from the public so that the public are left with the greater liquidity or cash balance and the aggregate expenditure remains high. On the other hand, when there is the situation of excess demand, the government steps up public borrowing by offering the attractive rate of interest. This is reduce the liquidity with the people accordingly. Aggregate expenditure also reduce the excess demand is managed. Next monetary terms is the reserve repo rate is raised by the RBI. If we are talking about the reserve repo rate, that is this reduces the commercial banks to park their surplus funds with the RBI. Accordingly, lesser funds are used as CRR deposits for the creation of credit. Availability of credit is reduced. It leads to a cut in AD. Excess demand or inflationary gap is curbed. This is basically mainly quantitative measures or quantitative instrument with the help of the monetary policy. When we are talking about the excess demand, so reserve repo rate, or we are talking about the repo rate. So when we are talking about the increase in repo rate, it should be the bank rate is rate at which the central bank lends money to the commercial bank to meet their long-term needs. During the excess demand, central bank increased the bank rate, which raised the cost of borrowing from the central bank. It forced the commercial banks to increase their lending rates, which discouraged the borrowers from taking loans. It reduces the availability of credit in the economy and helps to correct the excess demand. And vice versa situation, when we are talking about the measures of the correcting the deficient demand, again the bank repo rate is useful in this. Repo rate of the rate at which the central bank lends money to the commercial bank to meet their short-term needs during the deficient demand. The central bank decreases the repo rate to expand the credit. It leads to fall in the interest rates, which induce the people to borrow more fund and helps to the increase in aggregate demand. As a vice versa, same situation when we are talking about the bank rate also and open market operation, LLR, same situation arise in this type of condition. When we are talking about we are overcome the excess demand, measures of the excess demand. When we are talking about the bank rate, so same time during the excess demand, central bank increase the bank rate, which raise the cost of borrowing from the central bank. And during the deficient demand, bank rate, it means the central bank reduce the bank rate in order to expand the credit. Now, when we are talking about the open market operation or sales of the security, it should be when the open market operations refers to sales and purchase of the security in the open market and with the central bank. So, during the excess demand, central bank offers the security for sale. Sale of security reduce the reserve of the commercial bank. It adversely affects the bank's ability to create the credit and decrease the level of aggregate demand in the economy. And when we are talking about the deficient demand, so in the purchase of when we are talking about the excess demand, so central government initiated the sale of security. When we are talking about the deficient demand, central bank taking the initiative to purchase of security. So open market operations refers to the sale and purchase of security in the open market by the central bank. So during the deficient demand, the central bank starts the purchasing security from the open market. It increases the money supply and enhances the purchasing power capacity and increase level of aggregate demand in the economic. So these are and what is SLR, saturated liquidity ratio, also use of this. So saturated liquidity ratio, it means it refers to the minimum percentage of net demand and time liability which commercial banks are required to maintain with themselves. In the excess demand, it is very useful because to correct the excess demand, the central bank increase the CRR or SLR. It reduces the amount to effective cash resources of commercial banks and limits their credit creating power. It ultimately helps in the reducing credit availability in the economy. And the vice versa situation, when we are talking about the deficient demand, SLR and CRR, it is a part of the legal reserve requirement. So when we are talking about the SLR and CRR, so banks, to correct the deficient demand, the central bank decrease the CRR or and SLR. It increases the amount of effective cash resources of commercial banks and enhance their credit creating power. It will raise the level of borrowings and helps to minimize the deficiency in demand. So there are the important criteria about the monetary policy. Some qualitative instrument also be there, that is the moral pressures or moral successions, marginal requirement. So marginal requirement, it should be held when the excess demand. So marginal requirement refers to difference between the market value of security offered and the value of amount lent. When the economy is suffering from excess demand, central bank increase the margin which restricts the credit, creating power of bank. Borrowers finds it less attractive to borrow money and it decreases the level of aggregate demand. And vice versa situation when we are talking about the monetary instrument or qualitative instrument decrease in the marginal requirement. So marginal requirement refers to difference between the market value and security offered the value amount lent. As we know, so during the deficit demand, central bank reduce the margin which enhance the credit creation power of banks. With decrease in margin, commercial banks can grant more loans than before against the same amount of security. It encouraged the borrowers to borrow more money and raise the level of aggregate demand. Next, moral section. It means the advice to the discourage of lending. During the excess demand, the central bank advised the request or during the excess demand, the central bank advise or request the commercial banks not to advance credit to the speculative or non-essential activities. It helps to reduce the availability of credit and aggregate demand. And during the deficient demand, the government should take the action also. So the central bank advise and request to the commercial bank to encourage the credit. It helps to raise availability of credit and aggregate demand. And last monetary or the qualitative instrument is selective credit control, that is called SCC, that is the withdraw credit rationing. So when we are talking about the excess demand, during the excess demand, the central bank introduced the rationing of credit in order to prevent the excessive flow of credit. Particularly for the speculative activities, it helps to wipe off the excess demand. And when we are talking about the SCC, so it is the method in which the central bank gives the direction to other banks to give or not to give credit for certain purpose to particular sector. During the deficit demand, the central bank withdraws the rationing of credit and make efforts to encourage the credit. So these are the fiscal and the monetary policy to control or measures control. These are the measures of the control of the corrected excess demand and deficit demand. Now the difference between monetary and the fiscal policy. So monetary, it means it is the policy correcting the excess or deficit demand in the economic by the controlling the supply of credit. And fiscal, it means it is the policy of the correcting excess or deficit demand in the economy by the managing revenue and expenditure of the government. Monetary policy, it is the pursued by the central bank of the country, it means RBI in India, and it is the pursued by the government of the country. When we are talking about the monetary policy, tools of the monetary policy are bank rate, repo rate, purchase of security, LRR, SCC, etc. And when we are talking about the instrument or tools of the fiscal policy, it means government spending, taxes, etc., or public borrowing also. So these are the main factors behind the measures to control the deficit demand and excess demand.